Hello children, good evening. Today again I'm back with a new video, with a new chapter of class 9 that today I'm going to upload that. This is a new chapter you can able to see from my board also children. Hope so. Before starting my video, just and my teaching, I just wanted to, as it is, I wanted to tell you, hope so you are well and staying at home. And don't roam around outside. Now these days the cases are increasing of corona is very much. So children, please stay at home, and wherever your help is needed, we are there for you. So definitely don't hesitate to call, as it is how you are doing. Please interact. Okay children, like how you are interacting, like this way only you will interact. Okay, let's not waste the time. Okay, will start the video. Okay, chapter 2. Today I will start the new chapter with the new theories, with the new features. That is, the new chapter will be physical features of India. Okay, physical features of India children. Here I will going to tell you physical features of India. India is having different type of landforms in our we can see, right? We can see the one of the largest desert of India, that is a third desert in the western side. In the northern side we can see the loftiest mountain, which is extending from north to northeast, fully like a crescent shape. Crescent shape means the shape of the mountain will be half moon shape. Okay children, next I will tell you, we can see here the world's, we are receiving world's largest rainfall. Then we will receive we are having that India largest India, one of the oldest landmass of India, of the earth, that is of Gondwana land. Whatever we are knowing it as a peninsula plateau, which is the oldest landmass, right children? Next we have very fertile land in between the Himalayan mountain and peninsula plateau, that will be called as the northern plains. Next children, I will tell you, we are having long coastlines, that is our eastern coastal plains, western coastal plains. We have group of islands in our western side also, in our eastern side also. Western side we have the group of islands which is named as Lakshadweep group of islands. Eastern side we have a largest island which are named as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay children, so here so much variations we can see. Then first of all I will ask you one question, that how this landform has been formed, right? So for better understanding of these explanation, how this landform has been formed and how we can see this in our India, for that I have to explain to you some theories which is totally been interconnected to each other. First and foremost important thing is, whichever according to your NCERT, I think class 7 you have learned the preliminary stage, right? That is of earth is having two types of forces. What type of forces are that? One will be internal forces, it is called endogenetic forces. Another will be external forces, which is over the earth we can see, that is called the exogenetic forces. These first I will tell you the endogenetic forces. Endogenetic forces are that whatever we can see inside of the earth. Here we under these endogenetic forces we are getting the folding, the faulting, volcanic eruptions, this type of activity of the earth, right children? Like earthquake we are getting, like as an example I will give you the volcanic eruptions we are getting, like plate movements we are getting, right? I will come on now the plate movements. I will tell you the exogenetic movement. Exogenetic movement can be seen over the earth's surface. Due to these internal forces, some also external forces are also being activated over there. That is what these are called agents of gradation. What are they? The rivers, water, the sea waves, the glaciers, the wind which is transporting the eroded material from one place to another place. And due to that, with the help of time, with the passed on time, we can able to see the changes of the landform, and the height of the landforms are getting less, right children? So here I will tell you that these gradation of the movement has been seen. These are called as the agents are called as the agents of gradation. Now I think children clear what are endogenetic, what are exogenetic movement. In this chapter we will going to learn about the more endogenetic movements. First of all, I will tell you the plate movements. Children, in our earth surface we have some, means we have, I think then also I will tell you something reference to that, that is of just a small recapitulation. What earth is having in earth, from the, if you dig our earth or we will cut our earth as imaginative way, that we will get the three layers. Okay, circularly there are three layers are there. On the first stage, the hard part of the earth, like children, as an egg you have seen, right? Eggs are what? Inside of the egg will be that yolk portion, that has been called as earth's. I will just relate it as a your core. Okay, next, semi-liquid, that will be called as the mantle of the earth, right? And the outer part is hard, definitely. The outermost layer of the earth's surface, which is like a shell of the egg, it's called as the crust. Crust also divided in some parts. Okay, why? Because of, due to the internal forces, due to the semi-solid formation, due to the some forces are activated inside of the earth, due to high temperature, due to high pressure. So like that way only, what is happening, our earth surface has been, crust part has been totally divided into 7 larger plates. What are the name of them? There are 7 larger plates of the earth surface. They are: first, African plates; second, Indo-Australian plates; third, Eurasian plates; fourth, Antarctic plate; fifth, North American plate; sixth, South American plate; and seventh will be the Pacific plate. Okay, these are our total crust has been dividing into some parts. Each parts called as plates. Here I will show you some plate boundaries. It means that I have already told what are the name of the plates of total earth surface. With the, instead of that, we have some small plates, 20 number around. Okay, but that are not so much important like this. These 7 plates are the major one of the earth, which is generally creating a devastating landform of our earth surface. Okay, children. First, here in your book, according to your book also, there are 3 movements are there. Just please underline that. One will be folding, another will be faulting, another will be volcanic activity. Folding. First I will tell you about the folding. Here I have drawn the 3 plate boundaries. Okay, like I have already told about the 7 plates. 7 plates, some cases what is happening, what are the work of the plates? Plates are, some cases 2 plates are coming and joining to each other. Some cases we can see the plates are joined, but some, due to some forces, they are getting separated from each other. With that, some landforms are formed. And some cases we can see the plates are slided apart from each other. It means that like we are having our sliding windows, children, as example. Sliding windows are always moving, just sliding apart from each other. It means that they are always moving in both different directions, right, children? So here we will discuss like that. First, in my board, children, first you see here the plate boundaries are there. 3 types of plate boundaries I have drawn. First of all, the plate boundary name is convergent plate boundary. Some cases we can able to see that due to the internal forces, that is called convectional current. Acha children, have you seen whenever the water has been boiled in the gas in the full flame, or whenever the tea boils, that time we can see the boils are coming from inside and it has been coming up and spreading it. Like that rotation only, that direction only, this type of plate can be moved in the earth's crust, right? Some cases plates are getting separated, but they are coming and joining to each other, like here and here. That is why the direction of the arrow is towards each other, and they are coming and joining to each other. Here in this case, what is happening, whichever of the plates is dense, more dense, it means more heavy in weight, that is going inside the lighter plate. Lighter plate is going up after collision, after sudden stuck. It is the heavier one is getting inside and the lighter one is getting up. And if there will be a deposition in between, it means suppose here some depositions are there like of sediments. So this area has been, means the sediments has been getting folded, and further it has been formed the fold mountains. Okay children, this as a movement I will tell you. Next, number 2 will be the divergent plate boundaries. Here, what we will see? Here, the two plates are joined to each other. But due to some stretches, due to some faults, due to some cracks, plates are moving apart from each other. Okay. So, for these cases, what is happening? Inside of the area becomes the cracks or faults. Then, so what is happening? Plates are moved inside portion. Some cases it has been getting down or it has been getting up, and it is also further just playing the role of to making the block mountains, children. Third part I will come on. Here what we will see, I have already told you that there is a transform plate boundaries. Transform plate boundaries are what? Some cases we can see the plates are moving up, just slided apart from each other. It means that they are not in same direction, they are in both different directions. Okay, this cases the devastations like volcanic eruptions, like earthquakes, these are becomes very much more. Okay, so for these cases we can see the devastation, the role of the means the whatever losses are there, as well as the life, as well as the property, that will be very much high amount. Okay, so that is why I have written like slided windows. Slided windows are that how we will see, it can be seen in different directions only. If we want to close that, like that way only it has been moved, right children? This is called the transform plate boundaries. Now I will tell you about, these are I have told about the plate boundaries. Now I will tell you about the continental drift theory, because these all are interconnected to each other, children. Okay, and another thing I will tell you, these plate movements theory has been invented by Alfred Wegener in the year of 1912 and something else. Exact year has not been mentioned. Now I will tell you continental drift theory. Because it is interrelated to that type of landform. Whenever our earth has been originated, okay, earth, that time all the landforms are, whatever we are seeing the continents and the oceans together now these days, previously whenever earth has been originated, that time only what has happened, the earth has been, means that time only it has been, all the continents are together. Okay, that has also a theory which has been called as the continental drift theory by Alfred Wegener only in the year of 1912 to 1920 only. He has been invented this theory, and he has also told that due to that plate movements. Acha, then I will tell you all the that time, in the initial time whenever earth has just taking its shape, after that all the continents, all the countries are together, and that huge landmass has been called as Pangea. Okay, Pangea or Pangea, both are correct. It's a Greek word. Pangea means all countries are together. Okay, so here what we can see, according to Alfred Wegener, what has happened, all the continents are together in the originating time of the earth, and they are together called the Pangea or Pangea, right? But the water bodies of the earth, whatever oceans we have seen now, it is having some name now these days, but that time it has been called, if all the continents are together, all the oceans are also connected, so it will be called as Panthalassa. Okay, then further, due to the plate movements, due to the theories, these continents have become here, 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 Indian landmass, this like this. So further they have been moved from one to another due to these plate movements further. Okay, then now whatever continental drift, Okay, so that time mainly first it has been divided into two parts. First one has been called as Pangaea has been first divided into two parts. First one, northern part has been called as the Gondwana land, southern part has been called as the Angar land or Laurasia. Okay, then it has been further divided into this all the continents like Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and whatever continents we are having in recent time after that. Right, children? Then why I am telling you all these things, because it is that related to our plate movements theory also whenever we will learn the formation of Himalayas, right children? So up to here children, I think it is clear to you, continental drift theory as well as the plate tectonics theory. Now I will tell you what is the use of that. Okay children, so children, first of all, India we are having the first landform, the dominating one which we are having in our India, that will be called as the Himalayan mountainous ranges, right? I will roughly draw it, right? First one will be the Himalayan mountain. Formation. That continental drift theory as well as the plate tectonics theory, both are activated, both are equally responsible for this type of Himalayan formation, right? In our India now we have this Himalayas are here like this way from north to northeast, right? So Himalaya has been fully, it has been covered, right children? So like a crescent shape. Crescent shape means a half moon shape, right children? So this is the location of the Himalaya, right? I have roughly drawn. So this is the Himalayan mountains, Himalayas. Okay, so we are having this Himalayas. Now I will tell you how it has been formed. How it has been formed means here also responsible for formation of the Himalayan mountain. Here also two plates are responsible for that. One will be called as the what? The Indo-Australian plate. Another will be called as the Eurasian plate. Okay, so here we can see the convergent plate movements are there. Convergent plate boundaries. Okay children, so here we will see the convergent plate boundaries are there. Okay, so then what is happening? These two plates are coming and clashing to each other. Okay, so after that, what is the status of that? I will tell you what is the status. Status is that after collision, what is happening? It has been the Indo-Australian plate is more dense. It means that Indo, and this is Eurasian. Okay, so after this collision happened, Indo-Australian plates are more dense. That's why it has been getting inside of Eurasian plate, and Eurasian plate is lighter. That's why it has become up. And if in the between area we have seen one sea was there, whenever now Himalaya is standing, Tethys, Thys. Here also we can see the Tethys Sea is there, right? Sea name is Tethys. What is happening then? Then that time only whatever sediments has been deposited, that is called geosyncline. The Tethys area, the sediment portion has been called the geosyncline. Then due to this collision in between, how much portion has been there, the sediments, it has been getting folded. Very much excessive pressure, it has been getting folded and taken the formation of Himalayas. Right? This is the basic idea. Now these days, wherever Himalaya has been located, that portion previously it was a Tethys Sea, upper portion of India, then you can relate easily, right? Here the Himalayan mountains are there. Upper portion Eurasian plates, and down portion wherever we are having that these Deccan Plateau portion, this is of Gondwana land, or we can tell you the parts of Indo-Australian plate. Okay, after Himalayas we have the second type of landform that I will tell you further whenever I will explain Himalaya and each feature very nicely. That time I will tell you. In between area there will be a huge depression area. Okay, gap was there. So that places what has happened, whatever the big rivers are coming from Himalaya, they are carrying so much of silt and deposition, and they are deposited over here, and this has been formed a largest plain of India. It has been called, and it is very fertile, it has been called as the northern plains, children. Okay, I think now it is clear to you, children. So today up to here, further I will discuss to you of each and every landform in very much detail. I think up to here today enough, otherwise you will mix it up very much badly. Okay children, so thank you so much for that. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are having doubt, please ask me in the Zoom class. I will explain it very nicely, and I will reference some videos of that, right children? So definitely it will be more clearer to you. Till that time, thank you so much. Bye. Good night.